Welcome back, my beautiful fashionistas. Today's video is all about this kaftan, kimono, bubu dress in our Ankara, the African fabric, and it is so beautiful. I'm making this for my mom, by the way. It is not my size, that's why you're seeing it loose, but it's a beautiful dress. And if you are new here, kindly subscribe so that you don't miss out on the new videos. And let us start the video. So I folded my fabric already. It is folded into two, so I folded according to the yardage. You know, Ankara comes in the length of 45, so this is the hemline, and on top here it is folded. I think you know now why I folded along the yardage, not the Ankara length, which is 45, because I needed about 55 with the allowances. So here again, I've again folded it into two again. So it is now on fold. On top here it is on fold, so that we get the length. And then this is the center front / center back, and now it gives us 4 parts. 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that is what we have, and we can now start the markings. So guys, you have to make sure there are no creases, everything is straight and correct. So on top here, I'm starting with marking 1/2 inch. This 1/2 inch, I'm connecting it to form a line that is going to be the starting point for this dress, like that. So from the top here, the starting point, I'm going down by 16.5 inches to mark the waistline in this case, and I'm continuing to the hip line. I just went down from the 16.5 inches by 8 inches, and I marked the hip line, and from the hip line you just go straight to the full length, which is about 55 inches. So guys, by the way, mind you, we are marking on the right side of the fabric, the right side, not the wrong side, the correct side, the side that is supposed to be out when you're wearing this dress. So guys, for the shoulder to shoulder measurement, I'm working with is about 8.5 inches. So I just added about 12 inches plus 1 inch as the sewing allowance to form the kimono. So the shoulder goes up to there, and I went down by 1.5 inches there. So now I'm coming back here to mark the neck width. I'm going to use 3.5 inches. You can do whatever you want to according to the size of your body. After the depth, I'm working with 2.5 inches for the back depth and 4.5 inches for the front depth. So it is slightly a V-curved neckline. It's kind of a V, but then it is curved. That is the neckline I'm working with. So now from this neck width, I'm going to connect to the 1.5 inch so that I slant out the shoulder. A human shoulder is never straight. It is a little bit curved. That's why we went down by 1.5 inches and connected it to the neck width. So guys, right away I added 1/2 inch on top of that shoulder slant for the joining allowance along the shoulder later. So this is what I mark here, just as you see. And now I want to mark the 8.5 inches for the shoulder. It would have ended there if we had not added the kimono thingy, the kimono sleeve. Anyway, from there now I'm going down by half of the armhole measurement I'm working with 9 inches. And now along that 9 inches, that gives us the chest line. So now that is the chest line, and actually that is where our stitch line will start from. So now that is the chest line. So along this chest line, I'm just going to divide the bust measurement I'm working with into 4 or by 4, dividing it by 4, and I added some ease allowance of about 2 inches. No sewing allowance needed because we are just going to sew where we are marking. So I do the same even at the waistline, waist measurement divided by 4 plus ease allowance. In this case, I worked with 2 inches everywhere as ease allowance. Since this dress has no zipper, has no button, you need ease allowance. So even along the hip, I divided the hip measurement by 4 and I added, like whatever I got, I added 2 inches as ease allowance. So from the hip line, I continued that same measurement going down just straight as you've seen that straight line. And now I can mark or connect these points that are formed, and they give us the shape of that dress. Like that. So guys, now along this hemline, this is the hemline. Remember the width we are working with is 14 inches. I marked at 15, but I was supposed to mark at 14. So from the hemline, I decided to go up by about 8 to 9 inches. I think I used 8 inches. I marked 8 inches from the hemline because I want my stitch to stop there. So I'm going to continue this line up to where the 8 inches are, like there, and the rest I'll just leave it free so that there is easy movement when somebody is putting on this dress. So now after that, I can just cut out whatever needs to be cut out, just the neckline and along the shoulder only, guys, only for now. So these ones are still together. Let me just separate them. Sorry about that noise. Anyway, moving on. So now this is the front. I removed the back and now I cut it out along the front. So I think you see, according to how I folded, the back is inside the front, but I think you understand it. So I'm just going to go and cut out the facings, just duplicating the necklines. So guys, before the next part, make sure you pin everything together so that it doesn't move. So now I'm opening up the dress like this. Remember, we are marking at the right side of the fabric, the correct side. So now from where the neck width stopped, I'm going to go down first and mark this line on this other opposite side of 9.5 inches. That is the chest line. So whatever I did onto the other side, I'm doing it to this other side also, just as you see. After there, I mark down the waistline. If possible, just continue these lines from the other side to this side. Also the hip line, simply as we did before. So now this is what we have. I'm making sure that I pin everything so that the dress does not move and disorganize our markings and measurements. So guys, now I'm going to mark whatever I marked the other side, this side, so that I shape out this dress. So from the other side, where we mark the other side, now I'm going to divide the bust measurement by 2 because now the fabric is opened up. It is now into 2. So whatever I got, that is, I'm working with bust measurement of 40 inches. Dividing it by 2, I get 20 plus that 2 inches is allowance that we added. Don't forget that you have to add the is allowance. So again, from the other side at the waistline to this side plus the 2 inches is allowance, even along the hip line. The hip measurement divided by 2. Now we are dividing by 2 because the fabric is unfolded, or it is just like folded once. We have the front and the back, so those are only 2 That is why we are dividing by 2 when it is unfolded like this. So after, guys, I just connect all these points just as we did before. Hope you are understanding everything. So I'll just sew along those lines at the sewing machine later. So just pin whenever or wherever you can. Have enough pins and pin everything so that it doesn't move, because we are just going to sew along the right side just at where we've marked. So guys, remember our kimono stopped around there. Let me just fold it into 2 and show you very well. So let me fold it like this again, just as we had before. So this is how it was before. So now remember, we measured after the shoulder measurement, we continued by 13 inches, seam allowance inclusive. So we went at the side and it stopped about where the 21-inch mark is. So the remaining is about 1.5 inches. You can cut it out straight up to the hemline, or you can just leave it out. So in this case, I left it out and I just used it as the sewing allowance. So now these are the facings. I'll just pin them right sides facing each other. That is right side of the facing the right side of the fabric, and sew along the neckline by 1/2 inch and then push it inside the inside the wrong side. Yeah, I think you're getting it. So even when it comes to the back, still I'll pin it simply like this, right side facing the right side, sew along by 1/2 inch, then push it or flip it to the wrong side. And after that, guys, I'll just align my back to the front and sew along the shoulders. And after that, this is what I got. So these are the facings well finished, and this is the finished shoulder, this side and also this other side. So guys, I'm just going to go and fold this side by 3/4 inch double and finish the sides, and then also along the marked where the choke is up to where the choke stops. And after all that, yeah, the dress is finished. Finished. So this is the side up to there, and then I continue down again, and then this is the hemline, just double folding by 1/2 inch. This is where our line stopped. You remember the 8 inches we left above the hemline. After that, we continue with our stitch line. They are not even all that visible unless when you go closer. So that is the stitch line from down the other side, going up to the chest line. Remember, the stitch stops at the chest line so that the armhole can pass through, so that your hand can pass through. So guys, this is it. I decided to try it on, though it is still loose on me, but I know it will fit the owner. It is maxi, as you see, very modest and very free and very nice. You can make it in any fabric that you wish, and I know you're going to make your own. You see, so beautiful. I love the kimono sleeves. You can make it longer or even shorter, just the way you want. So guys, it is so beautiful. And getting closer, the neckline came out really beautiful. I think it came out really beautiful. So I'm sure my mom will be happy. So I'll be seeing you guys soon. Don't forget to subscribe to Even Winifred UG. Thanks for watching.